Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this was a poll winner. It was tied with last week's pick a card reading, and it is going to be your next date. And this week I have three options. Option number one is going to be the Gomez and Morticia sticker. Option number two is Wanda and Vision, or Scarlet Witch and Vision. Option number three is Hades and Persephone. So pause the video if you need to ask yourself which pile, or maybe piles, have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect, because we are going to be doing a reading breakdown. So for this reading, we are going to be getting as much information as possible on your next date. We are going to start the reading by looking at who you are, then we're going to look at who your date is. And this is meant to just confirm if this is the right reading for you. We are also going to look at the connecting energies, or what the connection is. We will then move into how did you meet this person, or how will you meet this person? Like, how did you meet them, if you already know them, or how will you meet them ahead of the date? We are going to talk about the type of date, like what type of activity, what type of date you're going to be going on. We are going to look at their intentions for this date. We will then jump into what are you going to be talking about? What's the topic of conversation? We will look at how will your date feel, right? How is your date feeling during this date? And of course, how are you going to be feeling during this date? Then we are going to look at how does this date end? And we are going to close it off by getting advice for you, my viewer. So as you may have picked up, this could be your next date with someone you already know, or it could be your next date with someone you have yet to meet. The reading will tell. So if this sounds like something that you want to hear more about, if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, let's jump in. If not, if this is where you leave me, I hope you'll come back, and I hope you have a wonderful day. But let's jump into the reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to this sticker with Gomez and Morticia. And I'm going to place that right there. That works. I see that you can see it. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, for this reading, I did do a reading breakdown. It is linked down below, or I guess I should say time-stamped down below. So we are going to start the reading by looking at your energy, who you are, and we are going to look at your date's energy, so who this person is. And I highly, highly recommend looking at the breakdown, because you're going to get much more information on what to expect. But also, if this doesn't resonate with you and this doesn't resonate with you, meaning that you don't identify as either person, this is probably not your pile. Try choosing a different pile. Or it could just be that this is not the reading for you. But yeah, let's jump in. Let's start looking in here and see what we have. So the person on the left, my intention was that this is my viewer. So more than likely, most of you are going to identify with this side, but it's still okay if you identify with that side. But just know that I'm kind of going to talk to you, the viewer, as if you are the tiger person. So we have the tiger and the zebra. Okay, pile number one. We have home. And we have journey. Pile number one, who are you? All right, let's see what else we have. So for your date, we have the nightingale. We also have, oh, the unicorn. Are you getting a date with an actual unicorn? We have the ancestors. And finally, we have acceptance. Okay, let's talk about all of these energies, pile number one. So first things first. The tiger zebra person, there is a lot of fire energy here. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius can be very, very prominent, as well as earth energy with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be one of those signs in order for this reading to resonate, but I wanted to mention them. And we'll talk about this person once we get there because I want to talk about the tiger person first. So, pile number one, who you are with the tiger and the zebra. Some of you are quite wild, and I love that about you. You did choose Gomez and Morticia, so that's making sense there, right? But this is a group where you're probably very passionate, and if you are the nightingale and you're going on a date with the tiger person, this person is very passionate. This tiger person is super passionate. This is someone who really cares about what they care about. And I know that's kind of like a little bit of a tongue twister. But with the tiger and the zebra representing this person, this is someone who is very strong, someone who is very sensual. There's something about the way that this tiger person walks. Like there's something about your strut. There's something about your walk. For some of you, you have very beautiful legs. Something about the way that you carry yourself. Something about the way that you dress. Because this tiger person is coming across as majestic. And I will also say the tiger person has a very open third eye. This is someone who's very spiritual. And we kind of see that in both of those cards there. We see the moon over the tiger's third eye, and we see the zebra having also an activation happening in the third eye. So one thing that's important to my tiger person is home and also feeling comfortable in their skin and in their experiences. So the tiger person is someone who could be very, very family oriented. This could be someone that either has a strong foundation, grew up in a family that they're very close to, or at the very least, this person has created some level of, these are my people, whether it's, in blood relations or maybe outside of that for some of you, where I have my close friends, I have the people that I care about, I have the people that I can go to, and those people can come to me for anything that they need. And for those that, because I always know there's like one person in the comments that says something along the lines of like, listen, my circle is 0, I don't have anyone. If you are the tiger person and you're watching this and you don't have anyone, I think it's a very real desire for you to have a circle, to have people that you can count on. And I think that that is something that you will build towards in this lifetime. But pile number one, this tiger person is very much connected to the moon cycles. And this tiger person is very much connected to cycles in general. So I do think that if you are this tiger, and we do have that journey card there with the Oribus. So if you are this tiger person, you are someone who has very distinct cycles that you go through. And I think that you've gotten to a point where you are more comfortable with those cycles. But I think for a while, it was very difficult to deal with certain cycles because it felt like, why do these things keep happening? And I will say for this group, I do think that when it comes to love and relationships, it's quite possible that you've undergone some cycles that you are now aware of, that you have healed or that you have been working on healing. And that your next date, that your next relationship is something that you want to be very intentional about. And the reason for that is because some of you want to build a family. What your definition of a family is, different things for different people. For some, it's going to be children. For others, it may be, fur babies. It may just be finding your person and having someone to go through life with. But whatever your definition of family and a healthy relationship is, I think that is the focus here. And this tiger person is also very creative. This is someone who is very in tune with spirit, very in tune with their own creativity, and very in tune with the divine feminine. There's something very nurturing about the tiger person. There is something that can also be a bit eccentric about this person, where this is someone who is not looking to necessarily fit in for the sake of fitting in. This is someone who wants to be who they are. And I think that for this tiger, there was a while where maybe they were trying to force themselves to fit in to, I guess, the expectations of society. But I also feel like this person has grown out of that, and this person is now more willing to embrace their truth and their vulnerability and their authenticity. And I will say, I think for the tiger person, part of the reason that they may have gone through some difficult situations in love and romance was because they were afraid to show who they truly are. And that was causing the wrong type of person to come in. Because the truth is, when you are not being your authentic self, you will attract or you will connect with people that are also not being their authentic self. So if you are the tiger person and you went through, very difficult relationships and you're feeling a bit nervous, just know that you've outgrown that you've done the work, and that the more authentically that you show up, the more the universe is going to bring people in that are a good match for you, because that is what you are showing up as. I also think that this tiger person is someone who either has already traveled quite a bit or has a desire to travel. Like, at the very least, this person wants to explore some part of the world. But I do think also, with the home card being here, that this is someone who absolutely wants to come back home, where it's like, I enjoy travel, but I don't necessarily want to travel the world as a part of my career or as like something that I do on a regular basis. It's like, let me have a vacation, but I do like to have roots. And I will say, I just noticed the eggs in this nest. I do think for some of you, you do want children, you do want a family. Some of you could already be a parent. If that's the case, that is something that you take very seriously, and you are someone who connects with your child in a very special way. And even if you don't have children yet, just know that you are going to have a very special and deep connection with your child or children. And one thing about my tiger person is that my tiger person can be very enthusiastic. I think for many of you, you could very well be an extrovert. Yeah, that's absolutely coming through here. Like, I think for some of you, extroverted energy is absolutely showing up. At the very least, you could be an ambivert. But there's a level of really being able to connect, being very enthusiastic. And I think that for my tiger person, you're someone who's very interesting to talk to. Like, you have a lot of interesting things to share in a conversation. And one thing that I do want to say is, for my tiger person, just be careful. Don't allow yourself to become jaded, because I think that that's something that can happen. And I think that for some of you, that is something that you went through, but that is not, how do I want to say this? That is not your default. That is not who you're meant to be. Let me just see if anything else wants to come through before we move into this nightingale person. And one thing I want to say about my tiger person is, you're very magical. And the more that you lean into that, the more you're able to manifest. It almost feels like when you master surrender, or those moments in life where you are able to surrender something, that's when it's created with ease, and that's when it really flows to you. And I think that if that is meant to resonate with you, you already have examples of how that's worked out in your life. But Now, let's talk about the Nightingale unicorn person. So, this is your date. Again, it could be flipped, but for most of you, this Nightingale person is going to be your date. So, I am going to mention the signs because, again, I know a lot of you like when I do that. So, we have a lot of air here: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn being represented. The unicorn is a spirit card in this deck, which to me can mean that all of the signs could very well be represented by it. But let's talk about who this person is. Like, who is this as a person? This Nightingale person, this person that you're going to be going on a date with, this is someone who, there's something about their voice. It's very interesting because for my tiger person, I was like, there's something about the strut. There's something about the body movements. There's something about the walk. There's something there. For the Nightingale, I think there's something about their voice and their words and how they communicate. And this is someone who is not afraid to speak up. This is someone who is especially not afraid to speak up when it comes to what they feel is an injustice. So this is someone who, if they see a wrong, they're going to call it. If they have something to say, they're going to say it. I don't feel that this is someone who enjoys gossip. I actually feel like this is someone who's way more direct and way more able to just come in and say, hey, things have been weird. What's going on? Like, they're going to call it what it is, and they're going to bring it up with the person. But what's interesting here is that while both of these people have very different energies, I think that the core values are very similar. Because this Nightingale person, like the tiger person, really cares about family and about their loved ones. And I think that this is someone who truly has a strong connection to their family of origin. And as I said with the tiger, it could be for some of you that maybe it's not the blood relations that you have that strong connection with. Maybe it's more of, I just created my own family, my own friend group, my own circle. But regardless, this Nightingale cares deeply about the people that are meaningful to them. And this is someone who really prioritizes relationships and the relationships that they care about. This is also someone who is very open-minded, and I think that this is someone who is very good at looking at other people's perspective and really holding space for other people's perspectives, even when they don't necessarily agree with them or understand them. Now, I will say the exception to that is if it's something that the Nightingale would deem morally or ethically wrong. I don't think they would stick around that person, but I also think that they would have enough respect to say, hey, agree to disagree, but maybe I need to remove myself. But this Nightingale person, there's something about their voice that is very beautiful. For some, they could have a very beautiful singing voice. That could be something that they do on the side. Someone could have a band. Someone could be part of a band. Something about singing. I just heard maybe a theater kid. Maybe somebody's a theater kid. Maybe one of these Nightingales is a theater kid. Take that if it resonates. But this is someone who is very good at communicating their thoughts, their ideas, but they do so with kindness and with love. And there's something very healing about this Nightingale's energy, and also something very childlike about it. And I don't mean immaturity, because sometimes I say childlike and it's kind of understood as immaturity, but that's not what I mean. There's something very lighthearted. This is somebody who likes to have fun. I also think that this is someone who is probably introverted, though I do think they need their kind of timeouts and their time alone to really recharge. So I would say maybe more of an ambivert. But this Nightingale person is very kind, very loving, very compassionate. This is someone who really truly enjoys getting to know other people and getting to know how other people think. Like, I think that for the Nightingale, it's very interesting to communicate and learn more about other people. This is someone who is very much a music lover. Like, even if this person is not musically talented, they do really enjoy music. They really do love music. And I think that they find ways to really connect to music. And like, if they have to let off steam, I think that's someone who's like, all right, instead of like listening to a podcast or watching a movie, I'm going to listen to some music. I also think that the Nightingale really values, and I said this before, but they really value their family and their loved ones. And I do think I got this from the Tiger. I'm also getting this from the Nightingale. I think both of these people really want to have their own family. Again, whatever that definition is, different things for different people. But I think both of these people really want to have their life partner. They want to have something that's long lasting, someone to live life with, and someone to go on the adventure of life with. And I think the Tiger can be a bit more adventurous than the Nightingale, but I think both of them do enjoy getting out and exploring. I will say, I think for both of these people, they really enjoy more of like historical places. I don't get that these two are necessarily like big on the party scene, but I do think they do enjoy spending time together. They will enjoy spending time together, but also expanding their horizons. And I think that both of these people are really in a place in their lives that they are ready to connect, that they are ready for something more, I guess you can say more serious in a way. So, just seeing if I missed anything. Both of these people could be night owls. That's coming through. That's very specific, but I think at least one. And the Tiger person does have a strong connection to the moon, but I think something about, actually the Nightingale is sitting on the moon. Yeah, there's something about both of these people. I think both of these really do enjoy nighttime, or like there's something about nighttime and being very active. But let's keep going. So we are going to look at, what is this connection? What's this here? What's going on? What are the connecting energies? Community. Man holding a heart. And then 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, and that is the third eye chakra. With my first group, I always have to figure out how I want the cards to lay, so it takes me a little bit longer. Okay. Pile number 1. So what are the connecting energies? This is a connection that I think for some of you, this could start out as a friendship, though I will say for most of you, I think there is a quite clear intent of, we like each other, we want to date, what we are seeking is romantic in nature. And this does feel like there is a deeper connection here. Like, the third eye is being activated. There is recognition here. I do think for most of you, this is going to be a soulmate that is coming into your life, a soulmate that you will have an opportunity to connect with, and that this is going to be very romantic in nature. And I did say at the beginning of this reading, in the intro, I should say, I did say my intention is this could be somebody that you already know. This could be somebody that you have yet to meet. I think for this group, it's kind of split. Like, I think that you may already know who this is. For others of you, this is someone that's going to be completely new to you, that you meet through either friends or through some sort of community that you are a part of. Some of you could meet through work, though I do feel this is more leisure. This is not as like a serious environment. Depending on what you do for work, that could absolutely resonate with you. But as far as the connection and what's possible here, this is romance. This is just love. And the emotions, the butterflies, the ooey gooey, lovey little things, is what's coming up here. And I think that both of you, one thing that this connection is really highlighting is that both of these people are coming into the connection wearing their heart on their sleeve. Both of these people are in a place where it's like, I'm ready. I may be afraid, but I'm not going to let that fear run the show. I'm not going to let that be the thing to hold me back from this. So there is a lot of just openness, vulnerability in this connection. And with this community card being here, again, you could have friends in common, but I also think that this connection has the ability to kind of bridge and create its own community through the connection. I also think that this is someone who is a part of your soulmate group, somebody that would be a soulmate. Now, I want to make something clear. When I speak of soulmates, I believe that we have more than one soulmate. I believe that somebody can be born as a parent, as a sibling, and that is still a soulmate. And obviously, when it comes to romance, we have our soulmates there, and that we have more than one soulmate available to us, and that it just happens like based on choices, who we end up with. Even if you are someone who believes in twin flame divine counterparts, I believe that we don't always have, like, we don't usually just have that one person or else. But this feels like someone who is a part of your soulmate group, who you have a deep connection with. And I think there's going to be recognition there. For some of you, you will have like dreams, or you will have like a feeling, depending on what your spiritual gift is. I think for many of you, you're clairsentient, so clear feeling. So you may just feel, or like just know this intuitive knowing that someone is going to come in for you, and that someone significant is going to show up for you. And if you already know who this is, and this is somebody that you are with, this is somebody that you probably have a relationship with, or you are working towards a relationship with this person where you are building together, where it's not just, I'm going to do my thing, you do your thing. There's a building together that is bringing this, that is going to help you both bring this together. Let's take a look at how you meet. How do you meet this person? Or how did you meet them if you already know them? Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Three of Pentacles. It's very interesting because we had the community card, and we also have the Three of Pentacles, which could very well be a community card, which also stands to be a community card. But pile number one, how do you meet this person? As I said earlier, for some of you, you meet this person through like some sort of friend group. This is someone who could very well be in your friend group. Maybe it's not somebody who's like in your direct friend group, but it's like somebody may know this person and they may introduce you. Or maybe you're out and about and it's like, let's say you have a favorite bar that you go to, or a favorite restaurant that you go to, or like a coffee shop that you're always at. It feels like this person has some sort of extension that touches on some form of either a friend group or a community that you are already a part of. Maybe it's that this person is a part of your gym. Maybe this person is a part of a class that you take, or a community center that you attend. It feels like you meet this person in the real world, quote unquote there. I don't necessarily think that this is someone that you meet online. Or if you do meet this person online, it's like you figure out like, wait, you go there? I go there all the time. Wait, you know about this place? That's my favorite place. For someone here, you may meet this person at a Comic-Con. And if that's the case, I love that for you. I love that for you because I don't know why. That's what I got. Or maybe like some sort of convention. But there's something here where there's a branch, like it branches off. Something in your life branches off and this person is there, if that makes sense. I don't feel like you meet this person. For most of you, this isn't going to be a work person. Even though that Ace of Pentacles is there, I feel like when you meet this person, you are ready for a new beginning and you're manifesting this, or when you met them, you were already manifesting this actively. But I feel like there's some form of lightheartedness to this. I feel like it's more of they're connected to either someone that you know, and it could be a coworker, or they are more connected to a space or a community that you are a part of. For some of you, you could take a class and this person is there. And it could be something like maybe an art class. It could be something maybe like you go to a meditation center. It feels very that. Different things for different people, but that's kind of the overall vibe of how you meet them. But let's take a look at what is going to be happening in this date. What is this type of date? What's going on in this date? We have the Hermit. Oh, the Moon. Something about you two and nighttime just keeps standing out. Like, you are my night owls. Let me know, pile number 1, if you are a night owl in the comments below. 6 of Wands. So I think this is going to be a very low-key date. And that's not to say that, you know, this person isn't going to invest in you or that this is low effort. But I do think this is low key. And I think the highlight is more of the conversation, what you are going to be talking about and what you are going to be connecting about. I also think that this date happens at nighttime. For some of you, you are going to go out on a moonlit walk. And the reason I kind of chuckled there is because, listen, that's so just like romance 101, in my opinion, of like, let's just go out, have a moonlit walk. For some of you, there is a restaurant and it's by like a body of water. Like maybe there's like a lake, something. There's like, I'm seeing like, I'm trying to think of this show. Was it Virgin River or was it was some sort of like chicky show like that where 2 people went on a date and it was like right at the shore, like the restaurant, and you could just see the shore. And I would not be surprised if it's like dinner and then we're gonna go for a walk and we're just gonna walk like by the water. Obviously it could be like a dock. I'm not saying like go out into the ocean with a stranger. Be safe, pile number 1, but I'm getting something nighttime. For others of you, it's I'm hitting up the town, but it feels very just low key. Let's get dinner. It's been fun. Let's walk around and talk. It feels like this is the type of date that you just don't want it to end. And they don't want it to end because you are connecting so well with one another. So it's like you're both trying to just hold on and make the best out of the night. And actually make the best of it is not the best way to describe that, but prolong the night, I guess is what I should say. And I think that this is a date, like I'm seeing 2 to 3 a.m. Like I think this is a date that goes way above what you originally thought it was going to go. But it does feel very low key in the sense of like, this doesn't feel like a crazy activity where we're going to go like axe throwing or we're going to go to an escape room. I don't even know if that's still a thing. But it feels more of like, let's keep it basic in the sense of let's just go have dinner, maybe some drinks. Let's talk. Let's get to know one another. It's very cozy. I honestly feel very romantic. Because it feels very like there's an intentional, it's just us. Let's connect. Let's kind of go into this cocoon together. And it just feels like I want to get to know you and I want you to get to know me. And you're both going to feel very seen, heard, and understood by this other person. So overall, to answer this question, the type of date, low-key, dinner, drinks, maybe going for a walk, hitting the town. This could even be like, let's go to a bar if that's your thing. Some of you, that's not your thing. That's fine. It's not going to be a bar if that's not your thing. but it feels very nightlife. I would not say, like, if it's a bar, it's a low-key bar. This isn't like a club. This is not like loud music. This is very low-key. I'm even seeing a very dimly lit restaurant. For those of you that are going to go to a restaurant, somebody's going to be doing hot pot or like, oh my God, what is this? This feels like Asian cuisine, Vietnamese, Korean. I'm seeing hot pot. It's very romantic. I love it. Actually, hot pot would be I think it could be romantic. I'm babbling, pile number one. But you get the gist of it. And once the official date ends, like, yes, we were going to meet for this event, for this dinner, for these drinks. We want to keep it going. So we may go walking. We're going to talk. We're going to just, again, if we have to leave this restaurant so that we can go to a low-key bar or a low-key place that we can just get like a drink, coffee, maybe dessert, that's what we're going to do. Because we don't want this to end. We want to keep going. I love this for you, pile number one. This is my kind of date. Actually, yes, this would be like the kind of date I would want. All right. We're going to talk about what their intentions are going to be. So going into this date, what are the intentions? The 5 of Cups in reverse, the Tower, and the 3 of Cups. Is this? Oh, that's the 3 of Pentacles. I was going to say, how many times are we going to see the 3 of Cups? Pile number one. Let's talk about this. So we have the Tower at the center of this, and I don't want anyone to get scared because sometimes we see a card and it's like, oh, I know that's not always a good thing. But I think that with this person's energy, what their intentions for this date is really, this is someone who's looking for a brand new beginning. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse combined with the Tower card. This person is ready to live life in a completely different way. This person is ready to approach life in a completely different way, especially when it comes to their romantic endeavors. So what I think this person is coming into this date with as far as intentions is they're letting go of the old way of doing things. It's almost like I'm coming in with brand new energy. And I want to say, I think for your date, and for many of you, that's going to be the Nightingale. And this could be very true for you as well. But I think that there could very well be a break of like, this person may not have dated anyone for a while. And you are the first person that they're going out with, or going out on a date with in a while. So there's really almost this approach of like, I just want to approach this in a new way. I don't necessarily want to have expectations, but my expectations is that I have done healing and I am looking to experience dating, love, and relationships in a different way. And I think part of what this person's intentions for this date are, at the very least, I'm going to have like a good time and make a friend. And that's not to say, because I do think this person is going to be super interested. And I think that they're almost going to be like surprised. And we're going to get into the feelings that are going to be there. But the intention itself is, I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to approach it differently than I have in the past, especially when it comes to dating, because in the past, and I think that that's true for both of these people, they haven't had the best of luck. But this is somebody who's like, I just want to approach this in a different way. And I want to go into this with no expectations other than I'm going out with a very cool person that I enjoy being around. And I am going to make the best of it, which I think is a very good thing. So let's look at what the conversation is going to be. So what is the conversation going to be like? 6 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. When it comes to this date, I think the conversations are going to be vast. I think it's going to be different things. I think you're both going to be able to discuss your interest levels, what your hobbies are, what you enjoy. I do also think, pile number one, that you're going to have something in common with this person. As I said, for some of you, this is someone that like branches off and there's some sort of connection to your life or to your interest. So if this is somebody that you know through a friend, it could be like, we talk about our friends, we talk about our interest, we talk about, I think there will be talk about like a little bit of the past. That's not to say that you're going to talk about your ex or they're going to talk about their ex. I'm not getting that. But I do think there will at the very least be a mention of like, yeah, like maybe this is how long ago I was on it. Like my last date was this long ago, or my last relationship was this long ago. Why? Because X, Y, and Z. So they may open up to you and you may open up to them. But again, this doesn't feel like somebody that you're on a date with and they're just talking about their ex because they're so hurt, because that's who they care about, because that's who they want to be with. Not at all. Both of these people, the tiger and the nightingale, are coming into this. I don't want to say no strings attached because we all have some past baggage that we carry, but when it comes to both of these people, it does feel like they've done the work and they still carry the lessons, but they don't carry the burdens of those lessons, if that makes sense. So when it comes to conversations, I also think that you're going to be able to connect on a deeper level of, this is what I've been through, but this is where I'm going and this is what I want. And I also think that there's going to be conversations towards like the changes, the future, what do we want for the future? And I think that this is somebody that both of you are going to feel like, this person gets me, I get them, and they understand where I'm coming from. I will say, I don't think there is a dull moment in this date, especially with this Wheel of Fortune. Like, it feels like it keeps changing. This isn't a date where like, we're just going to talk about this. It's like one thing is going to lead to the other. And I think there is going to be vulnerability. This Six of Cups and this Four of Pentacles, there's going to be vulnerability here. I will also say this is a date where some people go on a date and like they don't talk about what they want for the future, especially if it's like somebody new. Like, it's not like, hey, so what do you want? Even if this is a first date, I think there is a level of like, hey, so what do you want? Where are you? Where do you see yourself? What's in your future? What do you expect out of life? That's the vibe that this group is giving off, that this date is giving off. And for some of you, it could be because you've already been on many dates with this person. For others of you, it's, listen, I'm not wasting my time. And I respect that. Pile number one, if that's where you're at, you're just like, this is a first date, but I'm going to go in and kind of just set the expectation of like, this is where my mind's at. This is what I want. And I think that that would be something mutual that both of you do. I love that for you because guess what? You're not wasting time. Let's take a look at your date's feelings. Like, how are they going to feel towards this, towards the date itself? How are they feeling during this date? Five of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Your date is going to feel like there's some competition. Your date is like, first of all, the Queen of Pentacles. To me, that's how somebody views you, regardless of gender. That's like, I'm on a date with this person who is funny, who is grounded, who is spiritual, who is kind, who is creative. This is, and I think that pile number one, you're a very like, there's something about your wit. There's something about your sense of humor that is very captivating, especially on this date. And I think that there is a realization of like, I want to explore this. I want to explore more. And I want to see what happens here. But with this Five of Wands, they may feel a little bit threatened. They may feel like, oh man, like there's got to be competition. There's got to be a catch. There's got to be like, this isn't going to be like the easiest thing. And I don't think it's anything that you give off or that you do. I think it could just be like, wow, this is like a really cool, great person. What's the catch? Or are there like 20 other suitors that are lined up that I have to kind of deal with? There's something very sexy about my pile number ones, especially those of you that are the tiger. There's something very sexy, very sensual, very alluring about my pile number ones. And this person is going to enjoy themselves. Like, your date is going to enjoy themselves, but your date is also going to be very conscious of like, this person is a catch. I feel great. I feel like this person is a catch, but oh my God, what's gonna happen here? Like, are other people? Do I have competition? I don't know why that's coming through to me. Like, that 5 of Wands is coming through as like possible competition, and your date feeling like they have competition. Let's take a look at your feelings, how you'll be feeling on this date. We have the 7 of Cups and the King of Swords. This is very interesting. There's a little bit of mirroring here. So, pile number 1, your feelings about this date. First of all, this is somebody that you connect with intellectually. This is somebody that you enjoy having conversation with. This is someone that you feel very comfortable with. And I want to say, with the Queen of Pentacles as their feelings and the King of Swords as your feelings, you're both feeling very, very comfortable with one another. I also think both of you are a bit in your heads during this date of like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. This could be like, I have the butterflies, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. I want to make the best possible impression. And I think that that's very true for you on this date of just like, you may find yourself like, yes, I'm enjoying this. Yes, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm having a great time. But at times you may also find yourself struggling to kind of ground and center yourself and be present, because it could be just like a little bit of overthinking, a little bit of nerves. If this is a first date, obviously that makes sense. Even if this is not a first date, maybe this is like a date where there is a very significant conversation. But with the 7 of Cups, I feel like the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Wands in this reading are somewhat comparable, somewhat similar, in that I think there's almost this sense of, is this too good to be true? Is this an illusion? Can I trust this? And I know that that's probably like a good problem to have, like good problem. But also that can make you very nervous, especially when you are dealing with someone with, when you're just like, hey, I really like this person, but I may not be fully used to things going so well. So what if this is not right? And I think that during the date, you're both going to kind of be in that energy of like, do I have competition for your person? And for you, it's more of like, is this too good to be true? Is this an illusion? Is this person, like, is this who this person really is? But overall, you're both really enjoying yourselves, and you're both really trying to be like the best version of yourself in this date. And I love that. Let's take a look at, how does this date end? What's going on at the end of this date? The 8 of Wands. Temperance. Pile number 1, you may kind of rush to schedule another date. I feel for most of you. Now, if this is somebody that you already know, that you're already in a relationship with, that makes sense. Right? Like, yeah, I'm going to keep seeing this person. This person is somebody I'm already with. But for those of you where this is a first date, I think you schedule the next date before this date ends, where it's like, oh, we're seeing each other. We are reconnecting, no questions asked. Like, yes, there is another date. We're going to see each other. No question about that. I also think that for some of you, I'm going to say it because it's here. Take it if it resonates. If this is a first date and you're like, no, that's not who I am, not for you. But I do think for some of you, this may end in some sexy time, in some intimacy. That Eight of Wands is saying, listen, saying things. That reading is coming soon. That 18 plus reading, I will be doing that very soon. 2025, it's coming, I promise. Ew, I just heard what guys. Okay, never mind. We're not going down that road. I watch The Office too much. So, as far as the ending for this date, it does feel like at the very least there's an intention of we are going to see each other again, where it's like, this isn't a date where it's like, am I going to see this person again? No, we're seeing each other again. You may already have the next date scheduled. But when it comes to the ending of this date, I also think for many, you're trying to like ground and center yourself and kind of bring yourself back down, because I think there's so much excitement with this date that for some of you, it's like, all right, I need to ground myself, because the excitement, like there may even be like jitters in the good way, right? Like butterflies. For some of you, it's not even butterflies. It's like dolphins in your stomach. But pile number one, when this date ends, it just feels like you're on a roll and there's another one coming. Oh my God. I'm trying to keep my mind nice and clean for this date, but the things keep coming up. But I think for some of you, it will be, I will say for some of you, at the very least, there's a kiss at the end of this date. If you hug this person, like there's something very warm about the way the embrace, or something that feels right about the embrace. You did pick Gomez and Morticia, and they're known for having a very healthy, intimate life. So there's a lot of that coming through. As I said, 18 plus reading is coming soon. All right, let's see what else we have. So this is more of general advice for you. It could be about the date. We'll see what we get. Redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not what you fear will happen. So I think for this group, really grounding yourself, especially because I think there's almost a like, is this possible? Is this too good to be true? It's really important to ground yourself and to allow yourself to know and trust that you are meant to experience good things. Then we have magnetic connection. There is a very strong pull and intensity that draws you to this person. Absolutely. Pile number one, absolutely. Like you are drawn to each other like magnets. Then we have let go of the need to control, allow the situation to unfold naturally, especially for those of you where this is like a first date, or this is like the very start of a connection. Allow it to unfold naturally. You don't have to force anything. Go with the flow, ground yourself, be present in the present moment. And I have advice for you. So let's see what we have. Wants and needs. I take stock of my relationships and I'm honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I note the difference between the two. Wants are negotiables, needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired, but that's getting into the Venn diagram territory, and no one wants to draw one of those, though some of us might need to. I love these cards. And then we have, what did I say? Pile number one. You guys are like, whew, Gomez and Morticia over there. Embracing sensuality doesn't necessarily mean you're a middle-aged swinger. It simply means you're savoring one of the coolest aspects of being alive, sensory input. It's time to get decadent and reward yourself with gifts for the senses. You could drop a wad of cash on champagne and chocolate, or you could tune in and enjoy the incredible gifts around you. The taste of an orange, the sounds of the forest, the texture of corduroy. I don't know, your life. The point is, it's time to savor whatever your senses can grab a hold of, even if it means you're being sensual. Gross. I do want to pull some chakra cards, and this is how we're going to just end it. So let's just pull some chakra cards just to see what chakras require your attention at this time. If I drop these, I'm giving up. I'm not even picking them up. That's a lie. I would pick them up, but I would be upset if I drop them. All right. Spirit, for my pile number ones, what chakras require their attention? I'll take this one. Bottom of the deck, we have solar plexus with citrine, abundance. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Be very mindful of your perception, pile number one. Then we have the throat chakra with lapis lazuli, expression. Express your true self, the world needs you. And we talked about authenticity and vulnerability. Then we have root chakra with hematite, foundation. Foundation is what the castle of your soul is built upon. And we have the throat chakra again with Larimar. And it says listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. I think this date is really going to give you both an opportunity to listen to one another and to be listened to. And then we have solar plexus chakra with Mukite, and it says shine. You are made of stardust, so keep sparkling. Pile number one, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the YouTube things that help me so much. I'll love you forever and ever. Leave a comment below. Claim this. I am sensual. In the comments, claim this, because I think that for this group, claiming your sensuality, leaning into it, being your sensual self, so important. But thank you for allowing me to read for you. I hope you check back in. Let me know how this date goes. I hope it is wonderful. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Wanda and Vision, or I guess Scarlet Witch and Vision sticker. We are going to place that right over there. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown. This is going to be a pretty long, or on the longer side. Look at how many cards we're going to get through. So I highly suggest you check that out. It is timestamped below just so that you know exactly what to expect. But we are going to start the reading by looking at your energy. And my intention is that my viewer is on the left and your date is on the right. That being said, it could be that the energies are swapped. But if you don't resonate with this side or this side, I highly suggest checking out a different pile. Or maybe this reading just doesn't have a message for you, which is okay. But let's get started. So first person, we have the camel, the dolphin. Every time I say the dolphin, I think of like golden retriever energy. That's what the dolphin is for me. Appreciation. And then finally, we have manifest. Pile number two, there's a lot of like sacral and solar plexus energy for the camel person, but we're going to talk about that shortly. And for your date, or again, it could be swapped, this could be you, but the second person here, we have the cheetah, the hummingbird. I will say already there are similarities to these energies, and I love it. And we have changes. And we have passion. Yeah. Okay. Pile number two, let's talk about it. So we are going to start by talking about the camel person. And I am going to start by calling out the signs, just because I know you all love it when I do that. So we have camel, which is fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the dolphin with water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We also have manifest and appreciation, which to me, they are very earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I know we just about mentioned everyone but the air signs, but take it as confirmation if it resonates. If not, you don't have to be any of those signs in order for this reading to resonate. So when it comes to the camel person, I think the camel person is someone who is very fun to be around. And I don't necessarily know that the camel person would necessarily recognize just how fun and how much of a good time they are to be around, and how people enjoy, like truly enjoy being around the camel person. For some, it's because the camel person is a bit, I was going to say shy, but it's not shy. It's more of like this person may struggle when it comes to accepting praise, like modest. Let's go with that. Modest. Words are eluding me today. But this camel person is someone who is very independent. The camel person is also somebody who is very self-aware and has a lot of self-knowledge. This is someone who knows what triggers them. This is someone who knows what to avoid. This is someone who truly knows their inner workings, and someone who is constantly trying to learn more about themselves. I would not be surprised, pile number 2, if you are the camel person, you can probably tell me what your MBTI is, what your Enneagram is. You can tell me any of your personality types. You can tell me about your natal chart. Like, that's the energy of the camel. It's someone who truly enjoys learning about self. And I think for many of my camel people, that sounds so funny to say, sorry. But for many of the camels, there's an interest. There could be an interest in psychology as well, or just an interest in how the human mind works and how connection works. Some of the camels may also have an interest in like body language. But this is someone who is very self-knowledgeable and someone who enjoys to learn, not only about themselves, but about humanity in general. Like, this is somebody who truly wants to almost master those skills. And for some, it could be that the camel person actually works in a field of like psychology, or offers some sort of service to help others connect deeper to themselves, or to do some sort of healing work. So it could be like therapists, teachers, coaches, I'm drawing a blank, but any of the helping professions. Someone here could absolutely be a writer if you are the camel person. That's coming through as well. But the camel person really truly enjoys learning about the human psyche and learning about themselves. And the camel person comes across as like calm, cool, and collected. This is someone who has their stuff together. This is someone who, like, even if they don't have their stuff together, they can very easily appear to have their stuff together. And this camel person is, especially with that dolphin card being there, this is someone who is very joyful and someone who can find joy just about anywhere. Like, this person truly enjoys being optimistic. This person truly will, like, they're going to find the best case scenario and they're going to make the best out of what life hands them. So this is someone that, again, you're very, very fun to be around. If you are the camel, you are very encouraging to be around. And the camel person has, like, there's a strong sense of self. There's a lot of vitality and a lot of energy that comes with the camel person. And this isn't somebody who necessarily always appears to be super energetic, because I think that the camel, as I said, can come across as like very grounded, very cool, calm, and collected. But they have this like strong energy to them. And that's because many of my camel people they operate with a very strong solar plexus and sacral chakra. I'm also seeing like some of you have a yellowish, orangish aura that's like the color of your aura. But one thing about the camel person is that the camel person is very good at bringing seemingly opposing energies and combining them. So for some, it could very well be that the camel identifies as an alchemist, but there's something about the camel that it's very balancing, not only to themselves, but I think that when people spend time with this camel person, it's very easy for them to balance their own energy. And one thing about the camel is that the camel is also very responsible. This is someone who isn't afraid to take on responsibility. This is someone who can be very much a caretaker and very nurturing to others. Especially when the camel person thinks that somebody, like when they realize somebody else needs their support. And this is someone who does have strong healer energy as well. Like they could actually work in a field. As I said, that could be like a helping profession. But at the very least, even if that's not what they do for work or career, they have a very healing presence. So they tend to draw in people that require support or people that would benefit from being in their energy or around their energy, is a better way to say that. But this camel person is very, very intuitive, very spiritually gifted. And I think that the camel person does have a very strong, like, solar plexus and sacral chakra, but they also have a very strong crown chakra as well. So they're very good at having visions or having an idea and grounding that idea through action. And I think that the camel person is someone who, this is someone who really enjoys, like, someone who really enjoys just being alive and getting to have this experience. Like, this is someone, again, they make the best out of what they are presented with. And this is also someone who can be very excited when it comes to manifesting their dreams, manifesting their desires. This is someone who is very excited to do those things and excited to go after what they want. The camel person can be very ambitious. Of once they put their mind to something, or once they have an idea of what it is that they're going to create, they go full steam ahead. And I do think for many of the camel people, you could have like a sun sign in a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and then your moon could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That doesn't have to be the case for this to be your reading, but I think that's a heavy energy coming through here. And it could even be that you have a like earth sign rising. But anyways, this camel person is also this camel person has had to do a lot of growing and a lot of recognizing of their own power, because I do think that this camel person went through a period in time where they didn't realize their own autonomy and they didn't realize their own power to manifest what it is that they want in their life. So, especially around the time that this date happens, whether it's soon or more in the future, this camel person is going to be realizing their own power in manifesting the experiences that they want. And I think that this camel person is going to manifest this cheetah person. But let's talk about the cheetah person. So the cheetah, we have fire and air. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius again. We also have the airs, or the air signs, with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I would say we also have more air and fire down here. So for this group, for this cheetah person, it's mainly fire and air. But this is someone who, when it comes to this cheetah person, they are a go-getter. They are very action oriented, and similarly to the camel, this is someone who is very ambitious, who keeps their eye on the prize, and this is someone who is constantly busy and constantly doing, like, they're on the go, they're doing something, they are making their dreams a reality. And I think both of these people, like, I think the camel, for some, it's going to be extroverted, for others, it's going to be introverted. This is like a half and half. But I think the cheetah person, for most, it's just going to be an extroverted person. This is someone who is constantly on the go, constantly moving. And this is someone who operates from the divine masculine. Regardless of gender, this cheetah person operates from the divine masculine. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine energies. And I will also say the camel person tends to operate from the divine feminine. But this is someone who is not afraid to go after what they want. This is someone who can kind of laser focus in to do what needs to be done to get what it is that they are going after. And this is someone who is very much achievement focused. So for the cheetah person, them achieving what they want and them reaching their goals is a very important part of their process and a very important part of, I even want to say, their image. Like, this is somebody who truly cares about how they come across, and the things that they do for themselves. But this is not someone, because I feel like the camel person can be a little bit reserved, of like, oh no, not me. Again, modest. The cheetah person is like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, talk about it. I did that. That was me. And I don't think this is necessarily arrogant. Because I'm not getting that from this person, though I do think at some point in time this person could have had a little bit of a big ego or some arrogance happening to them, or with them. But this cheetah person is, they have a unmatched energy, if you will, because this is kind of like the Energizer Bunny. This is someone that can keep going and going and going when they are going after what they want. The cheetah person can be a bit impatient at times, especially when it comes to manifesting the things that they want to create. And I do think that the cheetah person truly has a focus on being materially comfortable, like having material comfort, and that could be like monetary comfort, having the house that they want, having the car that they want, having enough money in the bank. This is what, like, it feels like the cheetah person really focuses on. And this is someone that can be very competitive. When you go on this date with this person, like, the best version of themselves is not someone who is doing it, like, they're not a sore loser and they're not a sore winner. But I do think that this cheetah person, as I said, at some point in time, they definitely struggled with their ego, and they definitely struggled with being a little bit of a sore winner. But I think they have that in check when you meet, when this date happens. And if you already know them, I feel like they already have this in check, or they're currently working on it. And this cheetah person is someone that you would want on your team, especially when it's time to reach some goals. But what's also important about this cheetah person is that this is somebody who is very smart. This is someone who, they care very deeply. I do feel that this person cares very deeply. I will say I don't think this person cares about a whole lot of people very deeply, but for those people that this cheetah person does care about deeply, they care, like, they're all in, they are fully invested. And this cheetah person, as I said, they can be a little bit impatient at times. So, especially when they're dealing with their impatience, they need to ground themselves. And I think that they've learned how to do that, and they've learned how to say, hey, I need a time out because I'm feeling very intense right now. But this cheetah person truly loves to learn and to have fun and to experience a lot of things. Like I said, for this person, it feels like the tangible things, the material things can be very important as far as like their their experience in this world. Like, they want to experience the best. They want to have the best. They want to be able to afford the best. This is someone who dresses really well. This is someone, I think this person drives a very nice car. Like, whatever they drive, there's something very luxurious about it. There's something very luxurious about a lot of their things, if you will. This is someone who is very hands-on. I feel like they really do enjoy touch, and this could be someone who their love language is touch, physical touch. Like, they enjoy being in connection. And this is someone that really is going through some changes and who is constantly going through some changes. And I think that one of the things that the Chica person is going to experience, either right before they meet you, around the time they've met you, is that there's going to be some level of a spiritual awakening of maybe like noticing like, hey, it's not all about money. It's not all about the material things. It's not all about the physical well-being. And I think that that's going to kind of balance them out a bit, because for a while I think this is somebody who was probably a workaholic or somebody who really struggled with slowing down. But this is also someone who, when they are the best version of themselves, they know how to nurture themselves and they know how to take care of themselves so that they can regenerate their energy. And this is someone who really does enjoy nature as well. I think for most, the Chica person has like a very set workout routine or like a ritual of like a workout. Like, they do some sort of like, let me get all of this extra energy out of my body, and they do it through some form of workout. There's something very fiery about these two people, which is interesting. I think the camel person is more in tune with their emotional self than the Chica person. The Chica person is constantly on the go. Again, they're going to slow down. Either right around the time that you meet them or once you've met them. Like, this person goes through a lot of change, and they do go through a lot of transformation. Let's talk about the connection. What is this connection here? We have the world. Sorry. Okay. So we have the world. We have man holding a coin. Yup. And we have happy family. Okay. So pile number 2. With this connection, energy, this check-in of the connection, this is just talking about like, what are the connecting energies? Who, like, what connects both of you? What's happening there? With this happy family, man holding a coin, and the world, I do feel this is a connection where both of you have a similar desire and outlook for your futures, especially when it comes to relationships and what it is that you want in a relationship. I do think there is a lot of balance here between the two of you. Like, this is a connection where the camel and the cheetah, especially the cheetah person, they may not always experience people that can keep up with them. They may not always experience people that are comfortable around them, because these are two very powerful energies when it comes to people. Like, they know who they are. They know what they want. They don't take any crap. And also they can have like an intimidating presence. Again, especially the cheetah person. So with this connection, you both kind of feel like, I met my match. There's an understanding of like, this person can hang with me. This person is my match. And this person can keep up with me. And I think for both of you, both of these people in this connection, that's a very important thing. Like, this is power couple. I am the best at what I am, and I need somebody who can keep up. I need someone who can match my energy. I need someone who's going to make me better. I need someone who I can respect. And that's what this is. And I just realized this is the pile that you chose Vision and Wanda and Vision, at least in the MCU. They are both created with this time stone. Is it the time stone? The Mind Stone, sorry. With the Mind Stone. And that's part of the deep connection that they share. And I think that both of you have a lot of the same values, a lot of the same morals, and a lot of the same outlook for your future. And I think that when you connect with this person, there is a very clear understanding of what you want. And I think that what both of you are seeking with this happy family card being here is something long term. Like, you're both looking for this person that's going to be my world, this person that I can build a foundation with, this person that I can feel safe with, this person that, like, this person is going to be my family. And for those of you that are seeking, and 4 is the card of foundations, right? Further confirmation there. For those of you that are seeking something long term, I think when you go on this date, there is an understanding that this could be it. There is an understanding that there's potential here. Let's keep going because this is very interesting. So, how do you meet? And if you've already met this person, how did you meet? 5 of Swords, Knight of Wands, King of Wands. Okay, different things for different people. Some of you meet this person while you are on the go. And this could be, I'm in the market. This could be at a restaurant picking up food. This could be whatever. You're on the go. You're doing something and you meet this person. That's going to be for a few of you. Others of you may actually meet this person online and you can start talking to them and getting to know them via like online. And then this date is like when you meet, or again, for some of you, if you're already with this person, this could just be a date after you've met, but there's a possibility that you met this person online. If you met this person online, there was a very intentional, like, this connection was very intentional. I joined this site, or I joined whatever it was, seeking someone. Like, if you meet this person through a dating app, I joined because I wanted something long lasting. I knew what I wanted and I went after it. For others of you, the cheetah is going to approach the camel, and this is going to be out in the wild. There's something very intentional about this, but at the same time, there's something kind of surprising about it. Like, I feel like you're both manifesting one another, but especially the camel is manifesting the cheetah. But it's kind of a surprise, right? Because I can manifest this, but when it actually shows up, it surprises me. It takes me by surprise. Some of you manifest this person. It's like you write down to a T what it is that you're looking for. Like, I want this person to be this way, that way. And I'm not even talking about physically, but like, I am going to write down what I need from someone in order to give them the time of day. For those of you that meet, actually this could be either way, whether you meet them online or like you're doing something and you meet them in person. I do feel the cheetah is going to be the one to approach the camel. And if you are approached by this person, like, they come in direct. They may come in with something like really witty to say, but they're coming in like full intentions are on display. They want you to know that they are interested and they're not beating around the bush. Yeah, with this group, especially with this pile, there's so many different possibilities, but regardless of where you meet this person or how you meet them, there's a very clear, like, the intentions are very, very clear. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm very interested. This is not, like, this person is not going to be afraid to, this Chica person is not going to be afraid to go and ask the camel out, or at the very least approach the camel. Somebody may meet at like a Starbucks. Could be like a Dunkin' Donuts, or like maybe a local coffee shop. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at what type of date this is going to be. So, what's the date? What's the activity? What's going on for this date? King of Pentacles. Did we not have the. Oh, it was the King of Wands. Okay. We sure as heck did have the World. So, that's the second World card in this deck. And the Five of Pentacles. So, pile number 2. What type of activity is happening in this date? First of all, I feel like this is a date where you're doing an activity. And this feels like, to me, this feels like, let's meet up and let's actually do something. For some of you, this could be like, let's meet up and let's go on a hike. For others of you, this could be like, let's meet up and let's do like, what's that thing with the ceramics? Like, you're creating pottery, ceramics. I know there's a name for it. I can't think of it. Someone please put it in the comments. I'm sure it's going to come to me as soon as I'm done recording. But it could be something along those lines where you're like doing something with your hands. It could be like a game situation, like a board game. For those of you that are into that, like, let's just go play board games. There's something that you're doing. This is not just like dinner and a movie. This is not just like, let's go for a walk. There's an actual activity here. For some of you, you could be taking like a class where you're learning something. For some reason, I'm seeing like a cooking class for some of you. Take that if it resonates. But this is a date where you're able to do something with your hands and also get to know this person. And I think that the reason that this date is so much focused on an activity is because the both of you are constantly on the go. But I also think because the both of you really do enjoy learning about new things and expanding. And with the World card here, I would not be surprised if this is like, let's do something that is out of both of our comfort zones. Like, let's take a class where we learn to do something that we talked about we may be interested in, but we've never done before. Like, it feels like both of you can be a bit of a novice at whatever it is that you do. And I'm not going to lie, this does not feel like it's going to be a cheap date. Like, I feel like there's going to be an investment of money. Like, this person, because I feel like the Chica person is asking, pursuing, and setting up the date. And I feel like the Chica person is the one paying for the date for most of you. And they're not going, like, they want to impress you. Pile number 2, this person that you're going to go out on a date with, they want to impress you. And I think that they really want to get to know you. And this is someone who truly enjoys going on the types of dates where it's like, we can kind of let loose and have a good time. For some of you, you're going to go out on a date where like you may be taking a dance lesson, a dance class, or going to like something dance related, but it doesn't feel like let's go to a club. It feels like let's go take a class, like more of like a dance studio type of thing. But with this date, I almost feel like this date, somebody's going to be feeling a little bit, because we have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like somebody's going to be feeling a bit nervous. And I feel like it's going to be the camel person is going to be a little bit nervous. And also, again, the Chica person tends to show off. So it could make the camel person just feel like, whoa, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot for a first date. This is giving like, I'm going to take you to a concert. I am going to take, like, we are doing something big for our first date. If this is a first date, for those of you that this is somebody that you are already in a connection with and this is just your next date, they're going big. They're doing something big. They're putting money into this. But like I said, I feel like for most of you, this is going to be some sort of activity where you are learning, getting to do something. And it gives you time to talk. Like there is like that element of like we're learning, but it's not like this is just the class setting and we're not going to do anything else. Like this could be painting with a twist. But oh my God, I get the ceramics. What is it? Something throwing. I forgot what it is, but I know somebody knows. But it could be something like that. It could be like something where you go. See, I want to say bowling, but I'm not really getting that. Like it could be a place where there's somebody may go to the casino. Somebody like this date may actually take you away from like your where you regularly go to or where you live, and it's like let's go on a little bit of like a day trip, or like let's go do this thing, and it's like a little further out than what you're used to going. Like there's this I want to impress you energy here that this person is going to really be employing. They're spending money. For some of you, this is going to be like a 2-part date. Like we're going to go do the activity and then we're going to go have dinner, or we're going to go have drinks, or we're going to go get like a snack. It feels like it's at least 2 things. And I feel like this person really wants to make you feel like they want to make you feel included in the date itself. So this may be someone who really wants your input when planning this date. This is going to be different than other dates that you've been on, whether it's with this person or with someone else. There's something very different about this date. Let's take a look at what the intentions are. So what are this person's intentions for you? Like going into this date, what are the intentions? The Devil, the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. So this person with the Devil card, I really think that this person, and we talked about the passion, we talked about the like physical touch. For some of them, like they're expecting, I don't want to say expecting because that's probably not how I would describe it, but like they're hoping for some sort of like physical contact, whether that is like a kiss, whether that is more than that, if you know what I mean. But I think that this person is going in with like, I am going to be the best version of myself and I'm really going to impress this person. And I'm hoping that they like me, and I'm hoping that, I'm not going to lie, some of them want to get lucky. That being said, I don't necessarily think that they're trying to get lucky because that's all that they're after or that's all that they're seeking, because I think that this person wants more than that. But also, I think this person is human, and this person has a very healthy, intimate appetite, and they want to, they're definitely going in with like, man, I'm open to it. I'm open to whatever happens. I also think that if this is somebody that you are, like somebody that you already know, somebody that you are already in a connection with, it could very well be that this is a date where it's like, let's recapture something. Let's reconnect. Let me romance you some more. Like let's put some things aside, especially if there are some problems in paradise, or if this is somebody that you are reconnecting with. They're really trying to, their intention for the date is to leave the past in the past and have a new beginning. So for those of you where you already know this person, you've already been on dates with this person, you're already either in a connection, in a situation with this person, they're trying to have a new beginning where they leave the past in the past and they transform the energy. For those of you where this is like a first date, or you haven't even met this person and we're just tapping into a future date that you're going to have, their intention is to start something new. And it could just be like, you know what, this is a new person, so I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to see where this goes. But for those of you that really do know who this is, like you're already dating them, or you have in the past, they really kind of want to bury the hatchet somehow. Like something may have happened where this is like the new beginning, and there may be some hope for something like physical touch, for things to get intimate, for this date to be kind of like the reawakening of the connection itself. But this person is, regardless of if you've known them before, if this is a first date or not, this person is very hopeful. With this Ace of Wands here, this person is very like, they're trying to remain hopeful of what could be. Let's take a look at what is going to be the topic of conversation. What are you guys going to talk about? The King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Wow. Are you both going to talk? So I do think that this is a connection. This is a date where the conversation flows rather naturally. And I think there's going to be a lot of like, let's talk about one another, whether that is we are getting to know each other, or whether that's more of like, let's just check in and see where we are at right now. Because I do think for some of you, you already know who this is, and this is either reconnecting or let's just kind of figure out where we are at and if we want to continue with this. But as far as the topic of conversation, I do think that you will touch upon what it is that you want for the long term and for the future. Now, regardless of if you know this person or not, it feels like it's a very like tentative, what do you want? Where do you see yourself in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? What do you want for yourself? Like, what are you looking for? It doesn't feel like it goes super deep. It feels like it kind of stays a surface level, but like, let me check in and see what is it that you want so that we both know that we are on the same page. Again, regardless of if you know this person or not. I also think that when this date starts, it's a little bit of like nervous energy before you start talking about more of the important things, where you may be talking about like pop culture, or you may talk about your interests, or you may talk about like more surface level things. Like, this is one of those dates where I think it's quite possible that it starts with small talk of like, so how's the weather? How's work? How did you get into, like, depending on your level of how deeply you know this person. But I do think there's like a very slow start of like, let's dip our toes before we jump right into what we want to say. I also think that you're both going to be discussing something that is very interesting to you, whether it's like, this is what I do for work and I just love it so much, or this is what I'm passionate about, this is my hobby. There is a deep, like, just wanting the other person to know you. And I think that both of you are going to be good listeners and good communicators, but especially good listeners, which is going to encourage you to be able to speak more of like your truth and really share more of where you are at. But I do think in this date, there's going to be touchstones of things kind of deeper, of like the future and where do you see yourself and what do you want, and just trying to figure out how this can work together, or like where the other person is at in terms of like what they want long term. Let's take a look at how is your date going to feel, and then we're going to take a look at how you're going to feel. But how is your date going to feel during this date? 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Wow. Pile number 2, your date is going to be like, your date is grateful. Your date is feeling like, I'm blessed to be here. Your date is super impressed by you. And I think that your date is also going to be quite willing to invest. Like, there's a recognition of like, this is someone that I would invest time in, or this is somebody that I am willing to invest time and energy into. And I want to see where this goes. Like, this is not, during this date, this person is already aware that they want to put time and effort into this, and they're also aware that you are an absolute catch, and they're kind of very smitten by you. And I think when it comes to sexual attraction, it's the only time I'm going to say it because YouTube hates when I say the S word. But when it comes to that sort of attraction, it's there, and this person is like physically attracted to you, but there's so much more than that, and they're very much willing to invest time and energy into this. And I think that they're going to be very present in the present moment and just grateful to be on this date. So for some of you, I think you may already know this person. Let's see how you are going to be feeling. King of Pentacles, wow. Two of Wands. Pile number 2, when it comes to this date, again, you're both you're both in similar energies of like, I'm grateful that I'm here. I am ready to invest. I also feel like you, my viewer, and that's why I think most of you will be the camel, you are going to feel provided for. You are going to feel like this person is, like, you're going to feel provided for, protected. You are going to feel fully comfortable. Like, this person is going to make you feel like the prize that you are. And I also think that you're going to be feeling very willing to take a chance on this, very willing to open yourself up. And for those of you that you know this person and like this date is because things haven't really been going the way that you want it to go, or like the way that you both expected, it's like you are willing to give this a chance. You are willing to invest in this, and you are willing to open up and expand and step out of the comfort zone and risk getting hurt. Because I think that there is, for those of you that know who this is, and even for those of you that don't know who this is, I think there has been hurt in the past. But like the way that you're feeling in this date is like, you know what? I am going to open up. I am willing to open up. I can do it. I deserve it. So there's a lot of comfort here. Both of you are feeling pretty grounded, to be honest, with the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles coming up here. What's interesting is that your date is like more in their feelings than you are, pile number 2. And that's not because you don't like them or you don't have feelings. It's more of like, I think you're just in this place of more of like, do I want to take a chance? Do I want to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. But there's a lot of excitement from you, pile number 2. Let's take a look at how is this date going to end? What is the ending of this date? The Page of Pentacles. Wow, the King of Pentacles. There's so much Pentacles. There's so much Earth energy. But I also think it's because you're taking it slow. Both of you are going in. And what's interesting is that you both have fire energy, and you both have like that, like you can be very fast moving and very much a go-getter. But when it comes to this connection, when it comes to this date, both of you are really taking a grounded approach. And it almost feels like, I don't want to risk messing this up. So I'm going to take my time. I am going to allow this to unfold naturally. And I think that when the date ends, it's like you're both feeling pretty good about the date. And you're both feeling pretty like sure that you're going to see this person again. And for those of you that already know who this is, or like you're in a relationship with them, you're probably very sure of that. But even if this is like a first date, I think there's like a knowledge of like, yeah, I'm going to see this person again, and it's going to be whatever it's meant to be. And you're feeling very secure within yourself and within the connection and what is possible in this connection. I do think this may end in like a hug. For some of you, a kiss. I don't necessarily think too much more for others of you. Maybe if you know this person, you know who this is, and you're already with them, there's more. But this feels like okay, this was good, this was great, thank you so much, let me go, I will see you again. Like there's plans, there's an understanding that there's going to be another date. There's a lot of contentment when this date ends. Like there's a lot of just like that felt good when this date ends. Let's see what we have here. So we have gratitude. You need to be grateful for the love already present in your life to attract more of it. And I think there will be gratitude when it comes to this connection, to this date, and to connecting to one another. I absolutely see a lot of gratitude here. Then we have be present. You will attract love by enjoying your life as it is. Wherever you are, be all there. And there's a lot of presence in this date as well. Like both of you are present. And then we have twin flame. This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. For some of you, this is going to be a divine counterpart. This is going to be your twin flame. And whether it's a first date with them, and I think that's why there's that level of like recognition. Like, yeah, there's some nerves here. There's like the regular date stuff that comes up, especially if this is a first date. But there's also a lot of just like, I'm grounded in this moment. I am fully present in this moment that is happening here, that I think is going to be just so helpful and so beneficial to both of you. Let's take a look, and these are just advice for you, anything that you need to know. We have wait and see. Thoughts love to wander into assumptions and race ahead to the future. But what if you told them to cool their jets and chill for a second? Today, you get to put your mental chatter on pause, take a breath, and simply wait and see how things play out before you let your mind run a marathon of imagined scenarios. Wait and you'll see that waiting and seeing was a lot more productive than wondering and worrying. Insert audible sigh of relief here. Let's see what else we have for you. Vulnerability. I allow myself to talk about my feelings without fear of external judgment or internal drama. When I express my feelings, a couple of funny things happen. I feel like a kindergartner. Everything gets lighter, easier, and filled with the comforting glow of honesty. Hey, no wonder those kindergartners seem so fun and stress-free. All right, pile number 2. Let me pick some chakra cards, and then we are going to close the reading. Okay, so we are going to shuffle just some chakra cards, just what chakras require your attention, what the messages are, and this is just for you, something that you can work on, something that you can connect with, and just like they also have some crystals that you can work with. All right, for my pile number 2s. All right, bottom of the deck, what do we have? We have solar plexus chakra with Mukite. Shine. You are made of stardust, so keep sparkling. And that's a great reminder for you, pile number 2. Then we have the throat chakra with Larimar, with listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. We have a crown chakra with Howlite, meditation. To see more clearly, close your eyes. And then finally, we have the heart chakra with green ocean jasper and connection. Father Divine and Mother Earth, make love in your heart. Pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the YouTube things that help me out a lot. I'll appreciate you forever and ever. Claim this reading. I am present. I am present in the comment section. Just claim it. I hope you enjoy this reading, of course, but also this date. Check back in if you remember to. Let me know how the date went. But I'm really excited for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments. But yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Hades and Persephone sticker. And we're going to place that right over here. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown for this reading with everything that you can expect. It is a pretty big reading, right? It's not going to be a short one. So I highly suggest checking that out just to see if this is something that you're interested to actually hear all the way through so you don't waste your time. For this reading, I did pick some cards that are going to be representing you and some cards that are going to be representing your date. If this person does not sound like you and this person does not sound like you, try picking a different pile. Sometimes that can help. And if that just doesn't resonate, it could just be that this reading doesn't have a message for you. But my intention is that my viewer is on the left and that your date is on the right. But again, they could be swapped. So let's start with person number 1. Ooh, eagle. Okay. Sheesh. Pile number 3, who are you? Beauty, okay. And finally, decision. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's look at person number 2, and then we'll start breaking down the reading. Fox. Sheesh. These are 2 peacock. Wow. First of all, there's so much air sign in this reading. But let's keep going. Queen of Hearts. And then finally, desire. Okay. So let's talk about it. Pile number 3. So first things first, we're going to talk about this eagle vulture person. And as always, I'm going to start with these signs because I do know you all enjoy when I do that. So we have obviously air represented twice with the eagle and the vulture. So I was going to say Aries. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I am a Libra rising and I forget the air signs every single time. We also have, I would say the decision card is more air to me, but we also have a little bit of earth with the beauty card. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But let's talk about who this eagle person is, because this is someone who is quite powerful. This is someone who is very intelligent, but this is also someone who is a seeker. And I think that this eagle person really enjoys learning and seeking truth. And the eagle person is on a constant journey of finding themselves. Like, this eagle person wants to get to know themselves at such a deep level. And this eagle person goes through so many transformative moments that they are constantly seeking self-knowledge. And here's the thing with the eagle person. The eagle person is really someone that can see things from many different perspectives. This is somebody who is very gifted when it comes to understanding other people's point of views and understanding other people's walk of life as well. So for the eagle person, it could almost be hard sometimes to really focus on what is true for them, especially because their truth is ever evolving and ever changing. And the eagle person is somebody who has gone through difficult situations. And I think that at some point in time, this eagle vulture person probably struggled with trying to control the world around them. But this is something that this eagle person has learned how to kind of surrender a bit to the universe, and has learned that ultimately the only thing that they can control is their reaction. They cannot control other people. They cannot control events. But this eagle person is someone who's quite transformative and someone who is very good at dealing with change and transformation. I would not be surprised if the eagle person has like a high stress job that they actually thrive in, that they do incredibly well in. At the very least, I think this eagle person does deal incredibly well with chaos and with situations where other people would be very uncomfortable. But this eagle person is constantly seeking something bigger than themselves. This eagle person is constantly looking to push themselves to something bigger, to something better, to something more, just more. Like that's the energy. Like I want more, I want to experience more. And that's what this eagle person is constantly moving towards. But this eagle person is also very protective of others, especially those that the eagle person really loves. This is somebody who really wants the best for everyone, but this is also someone who's going to fight for their loved ones. And this eagle person is quite wise, very intelligent. And again, this is also part of the reason why they struggle with, like, I can see so many different viewpoints. I understand the nuance of life. I understand that not everything is black and white. And this eagle person is constantly seeking ways in which they can rebalance themselves and in ways that they can renew their own energy. And the eagle person is not somebody who is afraid to start anew, especially if they figure out something wasn't working in the way that they thought it was going to work. So this is somebody who is not afraid to say, this isn't working, so I am going to completely just scratch this and start something from zero, or do something from the beginning, or go down a different road. This is not someone who's going to do more of the same things because that's what they feel they need to do. And the eagle person has a light that radiates from the inside out. This is someone who we have the beauty card. This is someone who is very beautiful. And I think you are very beautiful if you are the eagle person on the outside. But I also think you radiate beauty from the inside. And one thing that the eagle person has previously struggled with, and I think that they still struggle with at times, is making the choices that they need to make, because they can struggle with, what is the right choice? What is the thing that I need to do? And I think that part of that is because the eagle person can, again, not only see so many options, but they also have so many interests, and they also have so many things that they want to explore, that sometimes it can be very difficult to choose one thing and stick to it. So the eagle person can sometimes be a bit scattered, but once they are able to lock in and figure out what it is that they want and really make that choice, like 100%, I'm making this choice, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to create, they go all in. There's something about the eagle person. Some of my eagles are very blunt when it comes to the way that they speak and the way that they communicate. So the eagle person can sometimes hurt some people's feelings. And I'm glad to see the fox here as the eagles person's date, because I don't necessarily think that just anyone can go on a date with this eagle person and keep up with them, keep up with this energy. The eagle person has a very big heart. But the eagle person can also be someone who at sometimes can just like, I'm going to rely on my discernment and I'm going to do what I think is right logically. So again, this is somebody who is very much in the mental sphere. I am getting like a lot of Gemini energy here. I know that we talked about Libra and Aquarius as well, but I think that in my pile number 3s, we may have a good number of people with Gemini placements like Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. But there's like that Gemini energy of just, they can give you a run for your money. And that's what this Eagle person is like. And this is someone who also has a very tough exterior. Like, this isn't somebody who is super welcoming to just anyone. Like, my Eagle person, you need to earn their trust. You need to earn the ability to even come into contact with them, because they're not the most welcoming of people. Like, this is not somebody who's going to see you and just like tell you their life story or become your bestie in like 2 days. You're going to have to earn it. They make you work for it. And this could be somebody who at times is a little bit like, but what are your real intentions? Or like, who are you really? And what's interesting is that the Eagle person is very good at reading people. But even then, sometimes they doubt themselves because they want to make sure that it's like, it's not self-doubt, but it's like, but what if I'm wrong? But it's not self-doubt, because I think that the Eagle person can be very secure within themselves, but it's also like, again, they see so many different perspectives, they see so many different possibilities that it kind of messes with their own energy. And this is someone, when, if they make a mistake, they're not afraid to own it. They're not afraid to admit to it. But this person, this Eagle person, has armor. I'm really focusing, being like drawn to her armor. Look at that. This is armor. And this person really protects their heart. And for some, it's because this person has been burned in the past. This person has been hurt. They've gotten their heart broken. But let's talk about this fox. So this fox person, and actually let's talk about the signs before we talk about the fox person. So the fox is represented by Earth. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The peacock is more air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have a little bit of water here with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with this Queen of Hearts. And we have some more fire with the Desire card, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm sorry. There was no. Okay, so actually for this fox person, we have all the signs. They can be anything and anyone, honestly, but mainly earth and air. But let's talk about this fox person. So this fox person is very intelligent. And I think that when it comes to the eagle, not everybody can keep up with the eagle person intellectually, but the fox person can. I also think that these two share a sense of humor that not everyone gets. And I think for some, it's like a very sarcastic, dry, maybe even a little bit raunchy sense of humor. But there's something about the sense of humor that these two they get one another. But this fox person is very intelligent. This is somebody who, they're very innovative. And this fox person really enjoys like solving problems. This feels very specific, but I would not be surprised if for someone here, this fox person is like a detective. At the very least, this is someone who truly enjoys diving into mysteries and thinking about those types of things. And I'm hearing J.B. Cooper. So maybe this is somebody who's like into true crime or somebody who's into like mysteries. But this fox person, there's something very magical about the fox person. And this is someone who truly enjoys excitement and who truly enjoys adventure and spontaneity. I think with the fox person, they're constantly looking for something else to do. They're constantly seeking something else to explore and get into. And they really enjoy learning. And I think that that's something that the eagle and the fox have in common. It's that they truly enjoy to expand. And I also think that both of these people come from different backgrounds. I would not be surprised if this is like somebody from a different cultural background, somebody from a different race than you, because that's being highlighted for some reason. There's something very different about where you come from, your upbringing, or like your life experiences. But that's also something that helps both of you connect, because there's like a true wanting to know more about the other person and wanting to know more about the other person's experiences. And this fox person is very, very much a seeker like the eagle. But I think the eagle is a little bit more serious than the fox in their approach, because the fox is just open to information, and as a result is like, okay, well, yeah, I guess that makes me a different version of myself now that I know this, or now that I've embraced this. Whereas for the eagle, it feels like the eagle is just kind of really seeking out those changes as part of almost like who, like the eagle is constantly checking and asking and exploring, who am I? And like those deeper topics, where like the fox is like having fun, and the fox is running into these scenarios, and as a result the fox is expanding and changing. But the fox is also someone where relationships are very, very meaningful to the fox. And I think that the fox is one of those people that they're seeking their life partner, and they always have been. I don't get that this fox person is someone who's like, I've enjoyed dating, or I've enjoyed dating around, or I enjoyed like having situationships or casual connections. It feels like the fox has always been seeking their person, and they just haven't found that person yet. Though I do think the fox had a very significant relationship for most of you. Your fox person has had like at least one very significant relationship that ended. But this fox person is also very confident. There's something about them that is very confident. They do stand out. There's something very striking about this fox person. And I think for most of you, there's something about the eyes that is going to really, truly capture you. There's something about the eyes that's very kind, very deep, very wise, that you are going to notice. But this fox person, they're very compassionate, and they're very good at understanding the higher workings of the world around them. Like, this is someone where even if they are not spiritual or religious, they kind of see the higher picture, and they're very good at identifying the cycles, and they're very good at manifesting what they want and their desires. But this is somebody who is very caring, especially for those that they love. And I think that when the fox is in a romantic relationship, the fox is truly all the way invested. Like, this is somebody who is fully 100% invested, fully 100% like really giving their all to the connection. Now, that does not mean like unhealthy codependency. I want to make that clear. But that does mean like the fox's relationships are very, very meaningful. And the fox's relationships, there's something that this fox really does invest time and energy into. And it's not just romantic relationships, it's like platonic relationships. Like, this is somebody who is going to make the time to call you for your birthday. This is somebody who's going to make the time to like reconnect with you if you are in town, or if they're in town, wherever it is that you live. Like, they make a conscious effort to feed their relationships and make them the best that they could be. So this is somebody who's very caring, very loving. And I also think that this peacock person is someone who does work in order to not deal with like resentments, because I think at some point the fox person may have dealt with like, I feel resentment that this person is not investing in this connection in the way that I am. but they've kind of learned how to communicate and how to bring things up and not let them fester, if you will. There's something very magical about this fox person. There's something that feels very magical about them. For some, they're very much in tune with their inner child. All right, pile number 3. Let's talk about the connection itself. So what is the connecting energies here? We have 3 cards. This is going to tell us about like what connects these two people. What's here, what's possible, all the things. Door to spirit. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, and this is the heart chakra. Wow. Wow. And broken heart. Okay. So let's talk about, let me move this slightly over. That feels better. Ish. Okay. Pile number 3. So what are the connecting energies here? I do feel for most of you, this is like a soulmate connection. Whether it's somebody that you already know or somebody that you have not met yet, this does feel like this person comes into your life with door to spirit for a very specific purpose. What that purpose is, it depends, different things for different people. We're not really looking too far into that. We're looking more into the date, but I can do a separate reading for that. Let me know in the comments below if you want something more deeper than this, but it does feel like this person is absolutely like coming into your life with purpose. Like this connection is coming into your life with purpose. And with this broken heart here, there's 2 messages coming in. For some of you, this connection is going to help you heal from a broken heart. And I don't mean that in like you're going to replace somebody else or they're going to replace somebody else with you. But I mean that like after a period of having a broken heart or of having gotten your heart broken, this is a connection where it's like this person sees me, this person understands me, this person makes me feel hopeful, and I feel like I can open my heart to this person because we do have Archangel Raphael here, and there's something very healing about your connection to one another, about the way that you relate to one another. And like I said, the way that you understand one another feels very deep. And it feels like not everyone even has the potential to know you at such a deep level. But with the broken heart here, for some of you, this could be somebody that you previously were connected to and that previously there was a heartbreak here. We're going to get into more cards. But if that's your situation and everything else is resonating, take that as confirmation. But for those of you that don't know this person, I feel like this is more of, this is like the person, the connection that comes in after you've had significant heartbreak, after you've kind of had to do some healing, and they come in to, I don't want to say help you heal because I think you've done a lot of the work, but also to as a safe space for you, as a safe person for you, as almost like you've done the work and now we're bringing in a soulmate for you. Let's actually take a look at how you meet this person, or if you already know them, this could be how you met them. 9 of Cups, Strength, Knight of Cups. So for this group, some of you met this person through your social group. For others of you, you could have met this person like through a dating app. You could have met this person through like actually actively seeking a connection. For others of you, you met this person. That's what I'm getting. You met this, like, this is not somebody who was like, for most of you, I would say all of you, this isn't somebody who was just like a friend and then years and years in, you decide to date. Like, it feels like when you met this person, the desire or the intention from the beginning was that you were seeking connection, you were seeking romance. For some of you, this is somebody who is quite literally like a wish fulfillment, like you've made that wish and you meet this person as a result of that wish. How you meet them and where you meet them, it's going to be different things for different people. But I do think it's quite possible that you meet this person online or through like a dating app, or somebody specifically introduces you to this person. Someone here could have used like a matchmaker and you met this person through them, but this could also just be like a friend introducing you to someone. You manifested this, like you manifested each other. That's coming, like that 9 of Cups is like a wish fulfillment. You manifest this person in and they come in as a result. Which channel they come in through, like how exactly they come in through, is going to be different for different people. But I do feel for this group, it's like there's an intent that what you are looking for is a date. It's romantic. It's somebody that you want to connect with. And when you meet this person, like those are the intentions. And you meet this person after a period of healing. Pile number 3, there's a level of caution here when you meet this person because you're not trying to get hurt. They're not trying to get hurt. There's a level of caution. I don't feel like it's like walls and walls and this person isn't letting you get close. But I do feel like there's a level of like, let me be cautious. Like, let me really take my time with this. Let me read this person. I don't want to get my heart broken, which is completely fair. Let's take a look at the type of date, the type of activity. What are you doing for this date? We have the Devil, the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups. Okay. Pile number 3. I think for many of you, I don't want to say many of you, I think for some of you, you already know who this is. And this next date is like, let's talk things out. Let's just kind of check in. And I have to say, for some of you, you may be going somewhere where there are other people. And I almost wonder if you already know who this person is, if you like run into them somewhere, which kind of turns into, hey, can we talk? And it kind of turns into a little bit of a date. For those of you that plan this out as a date, it's very low key. I almost even get some of you could just like meet up for coffee. And for those of you where this is somebody new and this is like a first date and there's like no past baggage, I still feel that level of like you can meet for something low key, kind of like let's go get coffee, let's go like for a walk, let's keep it very lighthearted. This doesn't feel like it's an intricate, like let's plan to be together for hours and hours. It could potentially turn into that for some of you. But for most of you, I think the intention, and we will be looking at your date's intention next. But I think for most of you, the intention is like, let's talk, let's meet up. And let's not do anything too fancy. Let's not put too much pressure on this. Some of you may go for drinks. I don't know why I'm getting like somebody may just be like, hey, I have to run some errands. Like, let's quickly meet up that way. And it's like, okay, I like this person. Let's extend. Or like, yeah, that's all we had to do. I feel like for those of you who know who this is and there is a level of like heartbreak already happening here, you may even meet up at like each other's home or at like a private place where you can talk. As I'm recording this, it's right after Christmas, and for some reason, this is making me feel like there's an exchange of something that needs to happen, and that's why you meet, for those of you that know who this is. But this is a timeless reading. But yeah, it feels like when the actual activity is very low key. It's very just like, let's deal with what we have to deal with. And I will say, I think there's a level of just, again, caution. There's a level of caution here from both of you of just like, I'm a bit cautious. I think for some of you, there will be other people around. So again, like maybe you meet at like a coffee shop or you go do something that there's other people around, but it feels low key. Let's see what else we have here. What is the intention? What is your date's intentions? Like what when they're going into this date, what's their intention? Ace of Swords, the Moon, Death and Rebirth. For some of you, you know who this is. And for those of you that know who this is, there's like a reconnection that is trying to happen here. Like this could be like, this is my ex, this is somebody I am in separation with, this is somebody that there may be some trouble in paradise and we're trying to figure out what to do. But this person's intention when it comes to this date, when it comes to this meeting, they're trying to get clarity. There's a lot of confusion here. They're trying to get clarity. And for some of them, they're trying to restart something. They're trying to have a new beginning here. For one or two of you, this could be for closure. For those of you where this is something new, this person is going to be very nervous and they're not going to, like, they don't necessarily know what to expect. And it's like, I'm hoping for the best. But I think there's going to be a lot of nerves and they're hoping that this is going to be potentially a new beginning in their love life. But I think for my pile number 3s, for a lot of you, you already know who this is. And this is somebody that you're either in separation with or somebody that you are maybe currently with, but there's like some sort of troubles here. And their intention is to gain clarity and maybe even to air out their feelings and to kind of gauge where you are at pile number 3 and to kind of check in with you and what's going on with you. But for those of you who know who this is, most of them want a new beginning. Most of them want another chance. They're not ready to let this go. And I think it could be that you, pile number 3, my viewer, are kind of more in a place of like, I can walk away from this at this point, where this other person is all in and they're trying to like gauge where you are at and what they can do or what's possible here. And again, if you don't know who this is, if this is somebody completely new to you, they're very cautious, but they're hopeful for the best. And they're hoping that this is like a new opportunity that leads to more for them. You know what? Let's talk about what you're going to talk about. What will you talk about on this date? Queen of Swords. Somebody's going to be talking boundaries. King of Cups. Ooh, 8 of Cups. Okay. 6 of Swords. Pile number 3. I think this is the pile where you know who this person is. And I think some of you clicked on here not looking for this specific person's energy, but they may have snuck into your reading. When it comes to this meeting, and I almost feel like I want to call this a meeting instead of a date, and we're going to talk about, for those of you that don't know who this is, we're going to talk about that as well. But I think for the grand majority of you, you know who this is, and this is somebody that you just need to get some things off your chest, and they need to get some things off of their chest. And I think that someone is going to be going into this with their boundaries and their walls up. Because this Queen of Swords to me is self-protection. This Queen of Swords for me is, I'm not in my feelings. I am taking care of myself. I am watching over myself. I'm not afraid to cut you, right? Metaphorically speaking, I'm not afraid to say what I need to say. And whoever it is that is going to be in this Queen of Swords energy, they're not going to hold back. And then we have the other person that's showing up in the King of Cups energy. And I think that this is the person who really pursues this meeting, this date. And what this person wants to talk about is, I keep hearing I'm sorry for. Like, this person wants to apologize. This person they want to make an offer. And I think for my pile number 3s, the Queen of Swords, whoever this is, but if I had to guess, for most of you, the Queen of Swords is going to be the Eagle person. The King of Cups is going to be the Fox person. But that doesn't necessarily have to be correct, or how it plays out for you specifically. But what I think happened was that the Queen of Swords for a very long time was the one showing up and doing the work and putting in the effort. And I think that the King of Cups was not necessarily... Actually, let me say it this way. I think that whoever the King of Cups in this meeting is was taking advantage of the Queen of Swords in this meeting, or at least not recognizing or not putting in the effort that they should have been putting in. And it's quite possible that somebody walked away from someone with this 8 of Cups. And we also have the 6 of Swords here. So it's very, very possible that whatever this connection was, someone walked away, someone left, and someone said, I am going to live my best life, and it can't be with you. And whoever is in this King of Cups energy, they're calling this meeting because they want their person back, because they've realized what they've lost. But again, whoever this Queen of Swords is, they're not necessarily having it. But this meeting is to talk about what's almost left of this situation, what's going on in this situation. And whoever this Queen of Swords is, they're in this place of, I have to choose myself and I have to do what I have to do for me. And I do think that this person is willing to hear out this King of Cups. But I also don't think that this is going to be the meeting where major decisions are made. I think that this Queen of Swords is going to walk away with information that the King of Cups is going to give, and the offer that the King of Cups is going to put forth. And then they're going to get to decide if that's something that they want to do. But I don't think that decision is made in this meeting. Now, for those of you that this is a new person, you don't know, you don't have history with this person, this is not resonating for you. As far as talking, I think what you are both going to really be talking about is like, what am I looking for? What do I want? These are my boundaries. And I also think that you're both going to share previous experiences. And this isn't like, oh, this person is stuck on their ex and that's all they're going to talk about. But I do think that you are both going to be able to talk about your previous experiences and how they've shaped who you are as a person. And also how they've shaped where you are headed into the future. And this doesn't even have to do with just love. I think this could be about just like your experiences as a whole, as a person, and the most transformative experiences that you've had. So I do feel like regardless of where you fall, whether you know this person or not, the conversation is going to be deep. Let's get into this because I'm very curious. So we're going to look at how will your date feel, and then we're going to look at how you will feel, but we're going to start with how is your date going to feel during this date, during this meeting. The Empress and the 8 of Cups. Wow. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups there twice. And the 8 of Cups is a card that really truly just says, I love myself enough to do what is right for me. And sometimes me loving myself means that I have to walk away from something. But the 8 of Cups can also be especially in this when we're looking at how this person is going to feel, I almost feel like this person is looking at you, pile number 3, as this empress, regardless of gender. And this empress energy is all about somebody who is strong in their power, someone who is creative, someone who is standing up for who it is that they are. And I almost feel like this person during this meeting, during this date, they may look at you and almost think like, I don't even deserve this person. And I think that that's especially true for those of you who already know who this is, who you're in separation with this person, who you're going through a difficult moment with this person. They may just look at you and like they just may be feeling like this is just not like I don't deserve this person. Look at this beautiful, abundant human being, and I don't necessarily deserve this person. I also think that for those of you that know who this is, that there's history here, this person sees you as someone who's already kind of walking away from them and someone who's choosing themselves. For those of you that don't know this person, who this is like somebody completely new to you, they're seeing you as the empress. So they're seeing you as somebody who is abundant. They are seeing you as somebody who's very beautiful, very attractive. And they're also recognizing the power of who you are, the beauty of who you are, and they are looking like they see you as someone who is willing to walk away from that which does not work, and they are hoping for an opportunity to get to know you more, to be able to take those next steps with you, if you will. And they see you as someone who is going to be very abundant and who is going to reach your goals. Like this person really sees you as somebody who's very strong. Let's look at how you will feel during this date. 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's heaviness here on your side, and the 3 of Cups. Pile number 3, your feelings during this meeting, during this date, and for some reason for this group, I just want to keep saying meeting. But during this date, with this 9 of Wands, you are going to be very determined. Like, there's almost like I'm going into this with purpose. I am going into this knowing what I want to get out of it. And I am going to be open to listening. I am going to be open to being present. But I'm also protecting myself. I'm protecting my energy. And I am, again, I'm open to listening, right? I'm listening to what's being said, but I'm also guarding my energy, protecting my own energy. And when it comes to feelings, I do think that you are going to be in a place where you're going to be feeling quite confident. And for those of you that know who this is, I feel like you're really approaching this more in the sense of like, maybe we can be friends, or like just friendly energy. For those of you that this is somebody new, I do think that this person is going to make you feel comfortable throughout the date. And even though your walls are going to be like you're somewhat guarded, I think that that is part of your energy. We talked about it because for most of you, you're going to be the eagle person. And I think regardless, both of these people have a little bit of their guard up. But I do feel like there's like enjoyment here as well. And for those of you that know this person, I almost feel like you're coming into this with like a very, I'm just going to approach this and kind of look at you as a friend, and you're approaching this in a very lighthearted way where you're open to it. You're open to it, but you're still protecting yourself. I want to see how this date is going to end. Let's take a look at how this date meeting ends. Wow, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Wands. So let's talk about it. Pile number 3. So, as far as the ending of the date or the meeting, however you want to call this, for some of you, I think you're going to call this a meeting more than a date. But with this Two of Pentacles being in the reverse, some of you, when this date ends, you're feeling a bit out of sorts. You're feeling a bit out of balance, and like there's a level of just like, that was a lot. And I kind of just need to go ground myself. But I also feel like with this Knight of Wands, for some of you, this is when this date ends, you're going to have closure. For those of you who know who this is, and I think most of you do, this date ends and you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, but there's also a level of closure and a level of like, I can't believe I did that. I saw it through. I'm proud of myself. I did what I had to do. Because it's very interesting. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which again, it's all about being out of balance, just like too many things happening at once and feeling like you need to slow down. But we also have the Knight of Wands, which is a card of just like spontaneity. It's a card of like a good time. It's passion. It's just like pursuing your dreams. And I feel like for some of you, if you know who this is and you resonate with the message of like, I know who this is, and this is just somebody that maybe this is like a closure, or this is somebody who's trying to come back into my life, but I don't necessarily want them back in my life. This is just like, whoa, that was a lot, but I'm celebrating that I'm on the next leg of the journey. I've closed this chapter out. For those of you who don't know who this is, I feel like the ending of this date is like, I need to ground myself, but also I had a good time and I'm kind of excited of what's to come. And even for a few of you, if you know who this is and you are open to this person allowing them back in, you may be feeling that sense of like, that was a lot. I need to ground myself, but I'm kind of hopeful for the future. That's what I'm getting here. Let's take a look. I'm very curious what these three cards are going to be, because this is just like love oracle cards. Let's see what we have. Love your shadow, accept and work with the flaws in yourself so you can learn to accept others as they are. And I think that at the time of this date, you will be doing shadow work, pile number 3. Distance, the separation you are experiencing is necessary to help the relationship grow. For some of you, you do know who this person is. And this separation, this time apart, is what was needed for this person to grow. And for those of you that don't want to let this person in and you know who this is, like you don't want them back in, that's fine. You don't have to have them back in. They could have been a lesson and you can choose something else. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone is feeling, watch what they are doing. And I think that that's a good lesson for everyone, but especially for those of you that this is somebody who's going to be coming back in. Don't just listen to what they're saying. Look at what they're doing. Like really look at what they're doing and make sure that everything is aligning. You had an extra card. Let's see what we have here. Ownership. I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I may have burned or perhaps even lightly singed. If bridge mending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I'll just skip the bridge and walk the long way around. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. For some of you, you know who this is, and this is this person taking ownership, and it gives you an opportunity as well to look at what happened and take ownership for your part and decide what you want to do, because I do feel pile number 3, the ball is in your court. Then we have initiative. Step right up. You are being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take the initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you are not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. Either way, the great journey is beginning with one small step or one short text or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. I love these cards. And then finally for this deck, we have maturity. I make peace with the tough relationships of my past. I probably would have skipped the pain they came with, but I am grateful for the lessons they brought me. Because of those tough relationships, I can look back at the mosaic of my life and see the value in even the most broken pieces. Internet, stalk my exes. I really dodged a bullet. Some of you are coming out of this meeting with just the understanding of I'm walking away from something. This is a group where like what happens after is going to be very, very different for each of you. But I think for most of you, this is somebody who's coming back in. This is somebody who is kind of trying to meet up and somebody that you probably already know. For those of you that don't already know this person, this date could very well be that initiative of reaching out and getting to know someone. But yeah, let's pull some final chakra cards, just some advice for you, some chakra messages for you, my viewer, pile number 3. Let's see what we have here. Spirit for my pile number 3s. And you know what, pile number 3, claim this reading. I am free, because you are free to do whatever it is that you choose to want. Let's talk about it. So solar plexus chakra, Amber, fearlessness. Turn your warrior into a warrior. All right, let's see what other cards you had. You have chakra balance, equilibrium. All things work best in conjunctions with all things. Clear quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, jade, smoky quartz, carnelian, citrine. This is a good time to balance all of your chakras, pile number 3. And balance your energy as well. Root chakra with snowflake obsidian, safety in the hurricane of life. A strong foundation will keep you safe. And finally, oh wow, we have 2 cards that represent all chakras. Chakra balance with balance, and it says embrace the balance between earth and spirit. Clear quartz, rose quartz, hematite. Pile number 3, I am free, because you are free to choose what you want. And if this is somebody in your life that's coming back and you don't want them there, you don't need them there. If you don't even want to meet with them, you don't have to. If they snuck up in this reading and you weren't even looking for them, reject their energy. Cut the cord. For those of you that do want to meet with them, do so. For those of you that want to give them a chance, that's possible. For those of you that this is a completely new person and you've been listening to all of these messages, I love that. I love that you stuck through this, because I know there was a lot for people that may have known this person, but I do think that there were also a lot of messages for those of you that don't know this person, that this is somebody new. But remember, I am free. That is your mantra. That is your affirmation. But pile number 3, that is what I have for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things that YouTube loves and all the things that would help me. And I would love you forever and ever. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comment section below. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.